Okay, the streaming has started. I don't know if we have a quorum though. Um,
We should. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
so there's 16 members, but I know some people have two hats. That according to bylaws can count towards a quorum. So we have the chair of the board. No, I'm sorry. The chair of the committee is Veronica tonight. She's the acting chair. We have the chairperson of the board. We have the secretary of the board, Hazel's in, right? We have Sergeant Oral's in, I assume. Serena's in. I don't believe we have Joe Thompson's not in.
No.
Bernadette could not make it tonight. I should have reminded her that means Tiz is supposed to show up. Is Tiz in by chance? No, right? John Johnson's in at least, right?
Yes.
Sandy Younger's in. Hazel's the housing chair. I don't think Ken is in, right? Lisa Soto's in, I believe. That's Lisa. Veronica's public
Correct.
safety chair. So that's 10 people, 10 heads right there. I don't think Averill or Rabbi's in. So 10 out of 16 is a quorum. So you could start if you want me to press the record button as a backup. Veronica?
Yes, please go ahead. Start the recording. We started a little late, so let's get it started. Jeremy, today is December 15th. It is now 7:13. This is the Leadership Committee meeting of Community Board 11 for the Bronx. If you could share the agenda. Oh, you are. Can we consider, oh, well, no, because we weren't recording. Jeremy, do we need to do the introductions of everybody again?
No, I was live streaming and recording when you just did that.
Oh,
You
okay.
did the date and time, right?
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Veronica Castro. I am the acting chair of the Leadership Committee today. We have the chair of Community Board 11, Yahe Obid, also present, plus other members of the committees present today. The first thing we're going to do is do a vote on the May, June, September, October, and November 2022 meeting minutes.
We do not have September and November to my knowledge.
So we're only doing May, June, and October?
Yes, and those have been published 24 hours in advance. We do have to follow up on September. I don't know. I don't think anybody did minutes for those. I don't know. We can, I don't know if anybody wants to volunteer to assist that. I mean, staff can work on it.
If no one's done it, Jeremy, I'll do them. For September and November, if no one's done them, I'll watch the videos again and I'll take the minutes on them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Sandy?
Do you want me to make a motion then to accept the minutes for May and June and October?
One caveat is we need to take out some question marks here, but other than that, I think those minutes the October minutes are worth finalizing.
All right. So I made the motion for those months. Anyone want to second it?
To approve those.
Right.
So the motion is to approve the May, June, October minutes with the grammatical corrections. We have Sandy who's made the motion, and do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Who's that, Oral?
Oral, me.
Okay.
like you said, you'll make those little, those
Um,
those question mark corrections. That's fine.
Yeah,
This-
that was, I can explain that, but it's not really.
No,
Actually,
don't even,
this-
it's fine.
this
No,
is
I
Lisa.
know what happened. I know what happened, but it's okay. It always
Yeah,
happens
when
when you
people
convert.
when people sign in these meetings, they only use first names, and it's like who?
Yeah.
So
I see. Okay.
I can't. I have to
Jeremy,
abstain
can
from
this is
June
Jeremy.
because I wasn't there. So can we do the motions? I hate to be a pain, but if you want to do the motions separately, otherwise I'll just abstain from the whole thing.
yeah, you might be the only one, Lisa. But
Okay, so then I'll just
what
abstain
it's
from the whole thing to make it easier.
yeah, but for what it's worth, I highly encourage everybody just to review them so you feel comfortable on voting on them. I mean, for what it's worth, because the recordings are online, or if you have questions, you can always ask the staff about the minutes.
Jeremy, Kenny came on.
Okay.
His name-
Okay, so we have a second. Do we have any objections? Any abstentions other than Lisa?
Hello, this is Serena. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, hello everyone, good evening. Since I wasn't a board member May and June, I'll abstain from those two. And October is fine.
Okay.
right, so technically motion has passed,
Yeah. Yep.
With
Right.
2 abstentions.
right?
So
Okay.
So Jeremy, I have a question for you.
yes, sir.
If people are not here if they're absent or not present for the meeting minutes that were taken on May and June, for example, just give an example. Is it an automatic that they abstain from it, or
No.
because
No,
they're
no.
not, because since they're not there anyway, they won't show up in the meeting minutes headline anyway, right? In the present.
It's a personal choice. It's a
Yeah,
personal.
Some people,
oral,
yeah,
some-
some people that aren't there, they may actually watch the recording and they can
Yes.
still vote on
yeah.
it.
I see.
I do that a lot. I watch the recordings a lot. Sometimes I watch them twice. I
Okay.
actually fall asleep
Right.
to them.
I do
Okay.
the same.
Thanks
Now
for
you know why. Now you know why our views are so high.
no, thanks for clearing that. Thanks for clarifying that, oh hey, because that makes sense to me now. Okay, great.
Yeah, because because people will also like even staff, like when I had interns, I was like, here, I need you to help with minutes. Like, oh, but I wasn't at the meeting, so watch the recording. It's like, yeah, but it's ultimately it's personal preference. You can't force them to vote.
No,
for
that
or
makes
against.
I know I was saying that right, you can
Yeah.
watch the video, but if you're not there, it should be an automatic
Yeah,
abstention.
no,
But I
nothing,
understand
nothing.
it doesn't necessarily have to be if they watch the video that they can agree to the meeting minutes. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's
nothing's
It's
automatic.
clarified now. It's clarified now. That's okay.
All right,
Okay, so, what's
So-
next on the agenda?
Full board agenda. Let me pull up the. So for December, we're fully remote. It's at 7 p.m. Click here. I got to verify that the number's still accurate. But that aside, Pledge of Allegiance, moment of silence. This is just copy and pasted from the previous month. I don't know if Mr. Press, Diana Finch, if they're in the meeting, if they want to confirm that they want to speak. If anybody here, if you want to, if it's okay, if anybody from the gallery wants to speak, please let us know. Bob, you have your hand raised. That's a yes, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an idea on the issue? Yeah.
Oh, at the full board meeting, not yet.
Okay. So please get
It's
back to us on
probably
that if you
going
don't
to
know.
be the Metro North stations.
Okay. I'll put it in just as a placeholder.
Okay.
Thank you. Diana Finch.
Yes, but I'm not sure of the subject yet.
Okay. And then Teod is definitely not coming back. All right. So unless there's anyone else, chairman's report, that would be the executive board. So we don't have any motions. I got to create a motion. motion to so the executive board just met and they just made a motion. Did you guys vote on the hybrid thing, or was it just the increases? I don't remember.
Oh, you know what? We were supposed to go back and vote on the hybrid thing. I don't think we did.
Oh,
we
you could at least
we kind of made a resolution. Even when we were talking about it, we said that we'll do with the 2 days. But I don't know
Yeah,
if you
we can call for a motion right now if everybody's okay with it.
Yeah, let me how about the motion? I don't know how motion to
Do you want me to state the motion?
yeah, I'm in the meantime I'm going to type up what you did vote on.
Okay.
I just don't know how to word it right now. I'll come back to it, I guess.
Yeah, motion to request that the staff members return to the office, but have the option, each staff member will have the option to work remotely 2 days a week, but also to have at least 2 staff members in the office every day.
with the exception of
And
Friday.
if there's, with the exception of Friday, if the numbers don't work, that we can have 1 staff member in the office. That is the motion. And do I have a second
Second.
by oral?
Wait, I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. Is it 2 staff members in the office or 1 staff
So
member in the office?
I'll explain. So we just got a
Okay.
second. So we're gonna go into discussion. This is the
Okay.
part where we'll discuss it. So
Okay, good.
I met with the VP back in September, and the guidance I received was that the staff members return to the office full time. That's what they were. That's what they asked me to do. So I said, okay, I'll work on it. And October, I said we're gonna have October, then we're gonna have the holidays. So I decided to hold off until now. So we went through it. We discussed it at the last meeting, the executive meeting. Initially, we were going to have them go back full time, 5 days a week, the 3 staff members. A couple of the committee members mentioned that, that we also heard from the staff. We took their input. We also heard from the gallery speakers. We took their input. And what we decided to do was go with 2 days a week. We give them the option to telework or work remotely 2 days a week, but also having having 2 staff members in the office at any given time. And this would start the first of February 1st. I'm not sure what day that is, that it lands on, but hold on a second, I'll just go into my calendar real quick. So February 1st will be Wednesday. So Wednesday, February 1st, we thought we'd let the holidays, and if there's a spike in COVID numbers or the flu, that'll give everybody time to recoup. So that was the discussion, and that's what we decided on at that meeting. Any discussion from any other board members? Or Jeremy, you said something?
No, I think to make things simple, if we just require 2 staff members in the office at any given time, I think
But we also want it to be fair. We don't want to have some internal office issues where someone's, teleworking 3 days a week.
Yeah, I don't think what Chris, Harry, and I will have. I think we've been able to work it out so far. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, Harriet. I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean,
And they should, Jeremy.
I don't see a problem. We've worked it out before. We can work it out.
Right,
Yes, I
and
agree
maybe
with
the
her.
days you
And
come
we've always
in,
been able to change. Even if somebody was supposed to be in the office and they couldn't, we would change. So that's not a problem. The office will be covered.
but technically you could each choose the days you want to come in, and they should be consistent from week to week, not unless
Yes.
something
Right,
happens.
there'll be a
Yeah.
schedule.
Right,
There'll be a schedule, and then within themselves, if they need to make any changes due to personal
right.
reasons, they can work that out themselves.
Absolutely.
And report to the chair for who's going to be in the office. So we have the schedule. Let's say we have Monday. every Monday. It's Jeremy and Chris. Harriet is going to work remotely on Mondays. But if that was to change, the chair should be notified that Harriet is going to swap with Chris.
Not a problem with me. Sounds good.
Yeah, and I don't think we determined that we should do that now, but we should start it now.
No, he
Yeah.
said February.
No, I mean in terms of like, apprising the chair exactly what the schedule is now. Yeah.
Right. That's a good idea to start that part of it now. You should always know who's going to be in the office during what time.
Actually, I think you should do the chair and the vice chair should both be notified, just in case. Maybe the chair is
Yeah,
out of the
I mean,
state.
it's good. Tuesday, I went to the office to drop off tickets, but the office was closed, and Jeremy was in a meeting at the BP's office. But if I had known, I probably would have reached out to him. And I didn't want to set the alarm. I know how to get in. I just the alarm went off last time I went in, so I didn't want to set the alarm again. So I think so far we're doing good. Any other discussions from the leadership committee members?
No, I said I agreed with it. No.
All right. So we can amend. Did we agree to amend it to just having 2 members minimum every day? Should we amend the motion or should we keep the motion as I stated?
I think keep the motion as you stated.
Keep it as you stated, it's fine.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll go with that.
So restate it for everybody so I can put it on the agenda, please.
So motion to request that staff members return to the office and have
On a hybrid schedule would be the best words.
yes, on a hybrid schedule, which allows each staff member to work remotely 2 days a week, but also have 2 staff members minimum every day. And this would start on February 1st. And the staff will have a schedule and they will let us know their schedule. Any amendments to the schedule, the chair and the co-chair would be notified. So that's the motion. Any abstentions?
No, I second it.
Okay, so it's seconded by Sandy. Abstentions, objections? None? Motion passes. Thank you, everybody. Sorry to pull everybody aside for that, but Veronica, back to you.
Thank you. So we're going to add that to the agenda for the full board. There was also the motion that we did earlier today in the executive board meeting about the raises for the for the office staff. Jeremy, you put that in there. So basically, there was $11,000 put aside. We are keeping the 2,000 as Yahya had said, and we're splitting the 9,000 left over equally between the 3 staff members. So that motion is on the agenda.
And
Next,
so I put it on the agenda. I separate it per staff member because, I don't know if everybody sometimes feels comfortable voting on us as a group, but I can change that if you prefer.
No, I think this is good. The dividing makes sense.
And just for a point of order, correct me if I'm wrong, Harry, I think there's actually more than 11,000 at hand, but that's really beyond. I don't think that's really matters. I just want to make sure we're very clear on this.
I think it's like 11.5.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is, we know what the amounts will be for the increase for each staff member. That's the fair thing.
Yeah, that's
the important thing. Yeah. The remainder will be held in case there's any
emergencies.
Any emergencies that we need to use it, but the 9,000 is the exact amount that we're using for the increases.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So that's
next on the agenda.
So that's chairman's report. What you just voted on is going under leadership since it's officially the leadership committee. Treasurer's report, secretary's report, October minutes, they have been published. Sergeant Arms report, you want me to keep that there, Oral?
Yeah, for now, yeah. Just keep it there.
Okay. District manager's report, I have no idea what I'm gonna report on. Leadership motion requires staff return to the office on a hybrid schedule and each staff member to work remote. I don't know. I'll get the wording. I'll listen to the motion again and get that right so you don't waste any more time. Economic development, education. We got
What just
You're
happened?
breaking up, Jerry.
I have no idea why. Can you hear me now?
Now we can-
Yeah,
Yes.
Better.
Yeah, it's probably the sharing the screen thing. So education, culture, and youth services. Bernadette's not here tonight, but remember the deadline for the Youth Leadership Award. That's the Yankee Award officially that all 12 Bronx Community Boards are allotted every year, up to 5 awardees. The application, the extended deadline is on our website. It's December 31st. We have received more applications. We can always take more though. So let me go back to, we got ethics and disciplinary. I got to make sure I put Serena. Oops. Looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. I got to make sure I get you on there, Serena, for your committee.
Thank you, yes.
Community development. Okay. And I don't know if John Johnson, health, housing, land use. We do have a land use public hearing and meeting next week on the 21st. That's regarding 2560 Boston Road. I can hyperlink that proposal. So the agenda is going to have to change that night next week, the 21st. And then public safety, sanitation, transportation. Am I missing any committee member? Parks. I don't know if you, Lisa, do you want me to put you on there? I don't know if you.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
Or does anybody?
we didn't have a meeting, so I don't need to be on the agenda.
right, Jeremy,
Okay,
I
does
didn't
it-
have a meeting either this month.
Yeah. So do you want me to take you off,
Yeah,
Sandy?
because I'm still waiting to hear from, the city about, from the aging, if they want to make a presentation in, January. So there's really nothing at this point for me to say.
Anybody else want me to take them off? Public safety, maybe? Or
Yes, you could take us off. We didn't have a meeting this month.
Jeremy,
are
also
you?
remove economic development and transportation that didn't have any meetings. So.
Oh, I think we should keep economic development for the need that in case you don't speak to Joe about next month.
Also about
that fair?
transportation, also you're gonna leave it because they're gonna have something too.
Yeah, the Metro North.
Correct. So,
But Orange Bank, we got a request from them. Orange Bank, and then Metro North. I know Harriet was able to attend that presentation earlier. That they had. All right.
It was a very good presentation.
I'm just trying to think, is there anything? So I'll just put Youth Leadership Award under education. Oh, yeah. You were going to try to have Tyrone come, I think, to our full board meeting, Veronica? I don't know if you're
Yeah.
still.
I'm gonna confirm with him. I'm gonna see if we could get Tyrone or someone from the 4-9 to join us.
So where on the agenda would we want him?
Public safety?
No, that not committee reports. It'd be.
It
Remember,
probably
this is
maybe closer to the beginning would be better for them because I know that they sign off. Their tour ends partway through our meeting, so it'd probably be easier.
So how about right after the gallery, in case the gallery has something they need to tell the NYPD?
That sounds good.
And because board members can always chime in whenever, you know. Okay. All All right. Anything else? Anybody else to be taken off or put on? No?
Jeremy, ethics and discipline didn't have a meeting either, so we can take that off.
Okay.
Um,
Housing?
yeah, we didn't have our meeting either, but I think there is something we need to talk about, the letter.
Yeah.
So I think you should leave us on then.
Okay. Okay. And then after that would be elected officials. And I don't know of any requests from any elected officials yet. Keep your fingers crossed to speak. But that's really it for the agenda. Yeah. Veronica,
Right,
anything
so I'll make
else?
a motion. No, I don't think there's anything else that has to go on there. Does anybody else need anything added to the agenda?
Not at this point. I'm fine.
It just depends on how land use votes again. I
Okay.
got it.
Do we, even though we're having the public hearing right before, do we need to state what went on there?
Well, no, land use is meeting the
Wait.
day before.
Here,
Land
right,
use
I was
is
gonna
the
get
day-
the land use the day before.
Okay, I'm sorry, the day
21st.
before, right?
Okay, so if there's no other additions, then I make a motion to accept the full board agenda for the next full board meeting, which is on the 22nd, I believe. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion? Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
So I'm going to save and close this, make the final edits, and then we'll publish. Let me pull up the calendar. So that's next on the agenda. Actually, we probably should have waited to vote on that, but we can always revisit it. Depending upon what the gallery says. Just January. So transportation is going to have to be moved. So did everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
All right, so I'm putting transportation on the 9th because the office is closed on the I believe the office is closed on the 2nd. Am I wrong, Harriet? Chris, do you know offhand?
The office is closed on Monday
Yes.
when
Yeah.
it's celebrated.
It's
It's observed on the 2nd.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
same thing is for
Oh.
Monday after the 25th.
Yeah, well, we're doing January, so
right. And
All right.
hopefully I'll hear from the person and I'll let you before the 10th, see if they're coming or not.
okay.
That was the one that Rob Press, said we might be interested in, and everyone else on my committee said they wanted. And nothing, and I did it, and so far I haven't heard.
Okay, so you want to wait? Do you want to take it off
No,
until
leave
you
it
vote?
on. We could always take it off. Hopefully I'll hear from them. Maybe they're gonna wait till the beginning of January. I don't know.
Yeah, but let's try to get a decision that first week, please.
I've already,
yes.
as I said, sent
Yeah.
a second request. I
Yep.
will send a third
All right.
next week.
So
Jeremy,
yeah.
has DOB decided to come to my January meeting?
Yeah, I was going to reach out to you today. Remember that it was an issue of the agenda,
Uh-huh.
which I emailed you. I don't know if you made tweaks to that yet. Remember, they're sticklers about having the agenda well in advance, or at least, I don't know.
But I sent them the agenda. I created an agenda for them for December and they still didn't show up. Do they want
Yeah.
me to tweak it again?
Well, they
I-
so they want so remember they had questions about the list of they want to know specifically what you wanted to know about.
Yeah, but they
I mean,
gave me that information.
all right. Well, how about this? How about we'll work it out.
Okay.
Just tomorrow is a bad day, but if you have time next week, let's square that away next week. If you
Okay.
don't mind.
That sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So we'll leave that on. Lisa Parks.
Yeah, I
Veronica?
mean, I don't put it on for now. I don't really have an agenda, but just in case something comes up between now and then, um, I'll keep it. But if we get closer, if there really is nothing, I'm not gonna waste everyone's time. So, so leave it for now.
Okay. Yeah, hey, I'll take off executive board unless you think we need it there right now.
No, you can take it off.
Good.
Does it sound like it's going to go on for?
Then economic development, we already talked about full board. Community development.
I wanted,
We need
yeah, go ahead.
we need a public hearing. It depends on when the mayor releases the preliminary budget. This year, it was like not done till like close to March.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you just want a committee meeting, we can put that on there.
Let's just put it down and then take it from there. The week of the 23rd, like the 24th is a good day. I'll connect with my co-chair just to make sure that's a good day for him as well.
7:30.
7:30.
What time?
7:30, yes.
Okay. Am I missing any other committees? Are we missing any other committees?
Ethics and disciplinary. Typically, we do the third week, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Third Tuesday is what we usually do.
Third Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be at 8:00. Public safety was at 7.
Is Naomi on this? No, right?
No. So you want to confer with her and get back to me? Get back to us?
Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, let me do that.
Okay. So before we vote on it, we want to go to the gallery, Veronica, or do you want to vote on it? Because I did put the motions at the end on the agenda based on the last meeting or two.
Okay. Do we usually need, we could go to the gallery. That's fine.
Okay. So unless there's any other calendar items, I'm closing the calendar. Does anybody have their hand raised? I know a couple of people did earlier. If you want to speak, could you raise your hand or just jump in? Diana Finch.
Yes, thanks. Hi, everybody. So I wanted to ask about public hearings. I understand that they're meant as times you can hear from the public, but I think there's a trend happening where they're becoming very frustrating and even divisive experiences. We have a lot of community members in search of information and questions that don't get answered. And I wish that they could be more like congressional hearings where you prepare questions in advance to ask officials for information that the public wants to have, especially if they're going to be subjects that the board is going to vote on later. And also if the board is taking a vote based on something that was discussed at a public hearing, I think it should be required that the board members attend the public hearing. And specifically the upcoming public hearing on the zoning and the ULURP for 2560 Boston Road. It's definitely something that people in the Bronx Park East area are very interested in because we're concerned about the pressure that it's going to put on parking in the neighborhood. But we really don't understand that much about zoning and the ULURP process. So if there was a way that we could have information, because I think the developers are only going to speak for 5 minutes, which isn't very much. But if there's a way we could have information about ULURP before the meeting even, so that we're a little more informed and we know what to ask about. And also for the parks meeting for January, I think there are major issues that there might be big budget cuts in the mayor's budget. So it would be great if we could have a meeting in January so that we can discuss that if we need to.
So the public hearing that's coming up, as I think everybody who's on our distribution list knows, I sent out, there was a meeting in October that I highly encourage everybody to review. There's a proposal online. If you have questions that are not answered, I know Mr. Press already emailed me those questions. I already sent them on to the applicant. I'd be happy to do that for anybody else. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think I shared it with Ken, the land use chairman, as well. But if I didn't, I will. But I think, yeah, if you review the proposal, review the meeting. If you have questions, you can call the office too. But ideally, it's easier to forward on an email. Yeah, but I mean, if we have to talk through some questions, we're not opposed to that.
Jeremy, just like, sorry, go on, finish, please.
Oh, specifically information about the ULURP process and what's involved, and also the idea that the board members really should attend the public hearing if they're going to vote on it later, and people from the land use committee, the members should be there.
Yeah, so according to our bylaws, 1/3 of the board is required to attend. The board members who are required to attend this public hearing do know who they are. The 1/3 requirement is actually a larger number than, I think, the 20 or 7 member requirement that the city requires. We create a buffer in there because we know some people could generally also have more membership. So we only have 39 members currently, which means 13, I think, members are required to go. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Jeremy, just like to note one thing. This is actually the 3rd meeting that we're having about the 2560. We had 2 prior meetings and people were invited to attend and people have spoken about it. So this is in a sense, this is the final requirement, but this is actually a 3rd meeting that the land use committee has held on this matter.
And I also want to just chime in, if you have any information, Lisa, on any proposed parks cuts, or what you're referring to, Diana, can you just send it over to Jeremy so we can have it on hand for the meeting?
Will do.
Thank you.
Hey, Veronica, do you want to time the gallery session, or you want to keep it the way it is?
No, we're running short on time. Can we do Oral, can you do the 2-minute gallery session?
Absolutely. No worries. I'll do it.
That is what it's on the agenda. A minimum of 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Well, it looks like Roxanne Delgado, I believe. Is that who has their hand raised?
I believe so.
Anani?
That's the name I remembered the last time. Okay.
Anonymous. I believe if that's the same from last meeting, anonymous is Roxanne Delgado.
Yes, hello. This is Roxanne Delgado. I think it's unfair you didn't time the first speaker, but I'm being timed. Just, the unfairness is not fair.
No, I was away, so.
Yeah, but it's just you should treat everyone equally. Not everyone should be given special preference. But anyhow,
I stepped away to the men's room. Okay?
I'm not saying
so
you.
So don't, I missed it. I didn't know that.
I didn't mention your name. I said the committee itself. They didn't request the first speaker to be timed. So why,
I see what you're saying. Okay, understood.
I didn't say you. I didn't blame you. I said the committee itself didn't question the first person to be timed. But now that I'm speaking, they're saying that I have to be timed. It's not fair. Anyhow, I'm going to make this short nonetheless, and I would like a 30-second warning, please.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Thank you.
Mhm.
This is about the 2560 Bronxdale Road die that Francis Palmer Park was very involved in. And I did notify the powers that be that the Community Board 11 was not compliant with Europe, which was shameful that had elevated to other people because the Community Board 11 disregard the Europe process, which is specifically lined in the city charter to what needs to be done. And my main concern is that that the city charter does require a quorum at this public hearing because Europe, it's not a public hearing as the other public hearings that you hold. This is a public hearing mandated by Europe, and you have to have a quorum of community board members for that meeting to be in compliance with the Europe process, which I will make sure. If it's not, I will make another complaint to make sure you are in compliance. Second, regarding the Bronxdale Road die, again, the community board failed to notify community twice, and I think Mr. Ken Geldick said that you have this is your third meeting. No. This is your second meeting. And by the way, the first meeting regarding this presentation of Bronxdale, the agenda was posted 1 hour before the meeting started. That's unfair to say, how could people attend that meeting when the agenda was set 1 hour before that meeting? Yes, they could view the recording, but they were not given the opportunity to question the developer. And those questions that were asked were not very insightful. Lastly, I would like to state that my request for those at the housing meeting, the chair Hazel Mura stated that they would send for the answers that Just Homes sent to the board. I've been requesting for over 4 weeks since that meeting for those answers to those questions, and the district manager ignores my email and does not fulfill that request. So I would like to understand first why it's not my request being fulfilled for the answer to those questions that Just Homes submitted to the board. Those 12 questions that Hazel Mura mentioned, I think, at her November housing meeting. That she said that night they were going to send to the.
So
to the
you want me to
community.
respond to that?
Yes.
So yeah, I had every intention on sending it to you. It's just I got sidetracked. So thank you for the reminder. And then in terms of ULEP, I mean, it's not a quorum is not required. 20% of the board or 7 members, whichever's higher or whichever's. Yeah, you can look it up. But if you want to email us, file a complaint, go ahead.
No, I don't need your permission to file a complaint, by the way. But yes, I think it's after 4 weeks, you should be able to get to forwarding those answers, because at that meeting at the housing, they stated they were going to forward those answers immediately to the public.
Yeah,
Am I being unreasonable after 4 weeks?
I believe I did send it out to the public, but if I didn't, I apologize, and we'll do it.
You didn't. And I've been sending you emails every other 3 days for those, and it's been ignored. So please forward those answers to those questions, because if anyone's not providing answers to the community about this Just Home proposal, it's not the developer or just Fortune Society. It's the Community Board 11 that's withholding information from the board from the community. Anyhow, happy holidays. Thank you.
All right, so
Jeremy, can
hold
we
on.
get that information out tomorrow or Monday, the very latest, please?
Yeah, I was going to try to take tomorrow off, but just for everybody's edification, this is the handbook. ULEP requires the attendance of 20% of the board's appointed members or 7 members, whichever is greater. It's right there in black and white. It's not a quorum.
You had to reschedule the meeting last week because you were not in compliance. So please, you don't have to read ULEP to me. I will look into it, and if you're not in
I
compliance
mean, you
again,
literally just said we needed a quorum, and that is clearly not true here.
I'm saying that
All
for
right,
someone
thank
who-
you. I don't, no
who was
arguing
not in
back and
compliance
forth,
with
please.
ULEP, I don't think you're the last person to lecture me on ULEP.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Next speaker.
Bob Press has his hand raised.
Good, Robert Press.
Thank you. For several months in the minutes of the Housing Committee minutes, I am listed as a consultant, not a community committee member. I have been asked if I was a consultant in court on election matters, and my answer was no. So I would like the housing minutes changed to have me listed as a community committee member, which is in the CB11 bylaws, whereas consultant to the board are paid members, and it is not in the bylaws of Community Board 11. Next item. As for new buildings in New York City, a law was passed by the City Council that if a building gets city funding or tax breaks by the city, a 15% set aside for the homeless has to be set aside for the building. That was sponsored by Councilman Raphael Salamanca and passed by that. The board is going to have several buildings coming up. They have 2 buildings in the Allerton section of over 300. That means that 15% of those apartments, or about 40 to 45 each in each of those buildings, are going to have to be set aside for the homeless. Now, the district manager of Board 11 said that the board's responsibility for homeless was about $800. The newspaper, The City, however, says that CB 11 has a 540 homeless responsibility. Now, with these two new buildings going up and more that are proposed in Community Board 11, there will be much more than either 540 or 800 homeless people being put into the city. I think that the board should now look at the two shelters for homeless men of 200 each and see if they get those stopped. Okay. That is what I think that this board should be doing, is looking at how many homeless people they will be getting with these new buildings and try and stop the homeless shelters that haven't even been broken ground for. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. 2 minutes.
Okay. Unless there's any questions or comments, next speaker.
Jeremy, just real quick, I want to respond to Bob Press regarding being a committee member. The former chairman, Al D'Angelo, when I asked him if, because according to the bylaws, you would submit a written request to become a committee member. I did receive your request. I am discussing it with the chair of the committee that you requested to be part of. Once that committee discusses it and gets back to me, it's either you'll get a written response either to be appointed or not to be appointed to that committee.
You don't want my answer to that, Yahay. Thank you.
Is there anybody
Okay,
else from the Veronica?
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Jeremy.
No, I'm just going to see if there's anybody else from the. I don't think there's anybody else in the meeting. Christine? Oh, Christine's not a member of the. Christine? Do you want
Yes,
to?
Jeremy.
Is there anything you'd like to say? I think you're the only person left for the gallery that would have anything. If you want to have anything.
No, I'm not at this moment, no.
Veronica?
Okay, so that's it for the gallery session. Do we want to vote on the calendar now?
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you guys, obviously.
Yeah, let's do that so it doesn't get messed.
This is
So I make a
January
motion-
2023.
Yeah.
Wow, 2023
Make a
already.
motion to accept the January 2023 calendar as presented. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
No, it's too early right now, so it's great.
Any abstentions? Any objections? Okay, motion carries. And what's next on the agenda, Jeremy?
Should be old business, new business. And it is.
Okay, so do we have any old business?
Um,
None? Go ahead, Jeremy.
yeah, I just want to thank the executive board for the merit increase.
You're welcome,
I
Jeremy.
appreciate it.
You're welcome,
You're
Jeremy.
welcome. It's deserved. All three of you.
All three, Chris. Okay, so
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have
Appreciate
any?
it.
You're welcome. Do you have any new business?
Yep, Veronica, I have something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So I have an announcement to make, and I wanted to make it here in this small group of leaders. You are leaders in your community, you're leaders in the community board, and you're leaders of your committees. And I wanted to share it with you first in this small gathering, in this small meeting that we have. I've debated how to state this, whether to provide it in writing or at the next week's full board meeting, and I decided to share it with this group here. Today will be my last day as chair of the community board. I will be resigning as chair. I will remain as a community board member. So as of tonight, Al D'Angelo will become chair, and we will start the process to nominate a new chair. So Al D'Angelo will be the interim chair. The nomination process will begin during next week's community board meeting. And that's all I have to say for this time. Again, thank you all for providing me all the support that you have done during the past few months, past few years. Thank you for believing in me, allowing me to have this opportunity to lead you. I know I let quite a few people down with this announcement, but I hope you understand that it was a tough decision for me, and it's based on two things, and that's based on actually three things: family being number one, and work being number two, because we lost a couple of managers at work, and I've been working 6-day work weeks, a lot of times 10 hours, and I don't want to be the chair if I'm not able to fulfill that duty 100%. Whenever I'm asked to do something, I make sure that I can do it 100%. I'm not going to do something 50% or 90% or 99%. I'm going to do something 110%. And that's something that I could not do as chair with everything that's going on. And with my job, it usually takes 3 to 5 years to replace an employee. Not one of those jobs where you can replace someone the next day. And with my family, my wife has stated to me before, even when you're here, you're not here. Because I'm usually checking emails and like today, attending community board meetings. And lastly, there is a chance that I could be moving out of the 5 boroughs, and that would disqualify me from being a community board member. If I do move, I will resign as a board member. But for now, I would like to start the process and get in a chair for the community board. Thank you again. And again, sorry to disappoint you. I know I disappointed a lot of people, and it's not a good feeling that I have right now to make this announcement.
Yeah, hey, thank you for everything you've done as chair of the board. You've done a great job, and it's sad to see you go. I wish there was a way to make you stay, but your reasons for going are totally understandable. I'm just glad that right now you're able to stay as a board member.
Yeah, and the same here, Yahe. You know, at first I was wondering about, you know, how you're going to perform, and you performed exceptionally well as a chair, co-chair. I think you did a fantastic job. You're a lot like me, where you want to give them 100%, sometimes 110%. And I guess you're finding out, like I had to find out a couple of years ago. It's tough when you have to do so many things. Family is big, it's huge with me. That's number one with me too. Number two is work. And it's just tough to manage all of those things at the same time. And I definitely understand where you're coming from. And hopefully, you know, I wish you much success in your, you know, in your change. You know, I know that now you'll find more time with your family and work, which you probably need to do. It's really good. But it was wonderful having you on board. It really was.
Thank you, Oral. Thank you for believing in me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Jeremy. And I mean, I was hoping you would not make that call, or you know, you tipped me off, and I was hoping you would not make that. Yeah, but I get the same criticism, so I know exactly where you are. I mean, I don't have your job, but you know my job, and yeah, I completely understand. So,
thank you, Jeremy.
Best wishes to you.
Yeah, hey, can I just I also want to share, and I'm gonna be really brief. I just want to thank you for taking me in. Everyone here knows I you know, was became a new board member in August, and like you, I want to give 100%. I'm learning as I go along. But thank you for making this a very safe space and a very welcoming space, all of you. I mean, CB11, everyone is truly fantastic in answering all of my questions. I'm shocked, but I completely understand. And well, I just wanted to say thank you for that.
And thank you for stepping up. You've stepped up quite a few times, and I don't think any board member has went into their role and made it seem so natural like you've done. And even today, you represented me at the VP's meeting. You represented the chair, and I chose you because I know how you would perform and how you would represent me and the board and our community.
Very good. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not showing my face. I mean, yeah, because I'm not feeling well today, so that's why I'm not putting my video on. Okay.
Thanks, Oral. All right, Veronica, you want to terminate the meeting? I know it's everybody's tired.
On that sad note,
I'm sorry, Chair, we
Do
send
we
those
need a-
questions to Just Homes? We would get those answers to Just Homes questions. It's been over 4 weeks now, please.
I already agreed to do it.
How kind
do we
of
need
you.
to make a motion to adjourn for this meeting?
No, no committees you don't. Just board
Okay.
meetings. So
Okay, so the time is 8:07. The Leadership Committee for Community Board 11 is now ended. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you all next week.
We'll have
All right, thank you.
Good
Happy
night.
holidays.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Yes,
Happy holidays, everyone.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Same
you.
to you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
have a good, safe weekend.
Alrighty.